Is there any other person who wants to ask a question? Just feel free to ask. Somebody talked about a request to have another workshop on artificial intelligence, PLC, which is programmable logic controllers, and SCADA, supervisory control in data acquisition. So this, we can talk about this. You can contact me, Rahman. You can contact me and we can discuss this later on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, somebody asked about the PowerPoint, if I can share this PowerPoint notes. So yeah, I can share these PowerPoint notes, but I will need your email addresses, or you can reach out to me on my blog, and then yeah, we can send them to you. Okay, somebody asked a question. I don't know if this is a question. Marvin is asking about, you are currently working on renewables, and would you know? Okay, let's see. I can't see this well. Okay. Okay, will you know if only high voltage or also low voltage levels? I would like to know. So, yeah, so renewables, whether renewable or conventional power generation, for instance, let's use solar power plant. So, if you have solar power plant, you have the PV modules, right? These PV modules will produce DC power, and then the DC voltage that will come, you need an inverter. Most of the inverters will be, you could either use a string inverter or a central inverter. So a string inverter is usually the smaller size inverters, and then the central inverter is actually a bigger inverter. So it depends on the size of the project. If you are building a large renewable energy project and then you are using an inverter, the inverter converts the DC to AC, correct? The input to the inverter is a DC, let's say 1500, 1500 volts is the DC side. And then the AC side, you would have, let's say, 600 volts. This 600 volts is very small. You cannot transmit it, the power to long distances using 600 volts. So now the inverter will be connected to a transformer. You have 600 volts transformed to, let's say, a medium voltage, which is, let's say, for instance, 34,500 volts. This 34,500 volts will also need to be stepped up to, let's say, a transmission level voltage. And so voltage levels, both low voltage and medium and high voltage levels, are applicable in renewables. It all depends on the size of the project and the customers you are actually feeding. If you are connecting to the utility voltage must be matched. So it comes from low voltage, let's say 600 volts, 34,500 volts, which is medium voltage. Then that is also step up in the substation to, let's say, 161,000 volts, 161 kV, or it can be 345,000 volts. It can be any voltage depending on the grid. I hope that answers that. So somebody also asked about, please, is the blog you are linking you're talking about? Yeah, so shylearning.com is my blog post. You can reach me there. I support students there by reviewing their CVs free for them. I also have section one-on-one where we interact and see how we can help. Yeah, and they also have some technical posts there on engineering stuff there. Yeah. Any other question? Let's make it more interactive. So maybe we can wrap up in the next 10, 15 minutes. So let's get your questions. Okay. I'm just going back a bit. So if anyone has a question, maybe you see something you want to ask, you can ask them. We can wrap it up.
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, I can. Can you ask a question?
Yes. My question is, I have a background in chemical engineering, but recently I've just enrolled in sustainable energy engineering. So the reason why I'm trying to raise this question is the question is about how can I link up the electrical background, because I'm very problem to link up the electrical background.
You are breaking out. I cannot hear you well. Yeah, you are breaking. Can you ask your question again? Can you ask your question again? Okay, I think somebody has a question. What's your name? Livingston. Can you ask your question? Yeah, Livingston.
Actually, I'm saying I think engineering in the bachelor's level, but I've just enrolled for sustainable engineering.
I cannot hear. Your network.
Let me just write my question on the chat.
I did not hear your question. Can you repeat it? Or maybe type. Can you type your question? Type your question. Yes, can you type your question, Livingston? Okay, I'll be wrapping up the talk in the next 5 minutes. If you have a question, ask within the next 5 minutes. So I'll be wrapping up, and then I'll allow the organizers to take over and then close the program. Somebody asking a question, how we can incorporate AI to smart grid, and also what the future of cybersecurity is in power grid. So all these are very important topics: artificial intelligence, and then into smart grid, cybersecurity,